Okay, let's talk about break and retests. These are the easiest setups. Why? Because we are automatically going with the trend if we follow a break and retest pattern, and we mostly look for local structures, but we can also look for global structures. So what does a local structure look like? Simple. You have a high, then you break above that high, you retest it from the other side, and then you go long. For example, this one, we had this high here, we broke above it, we retested it, our stocks went almost into oversold, we came back up, and this is where we would enter with our stop just below, 3 pips below the swing. And as you can see, we got into a little bit of drawdown, but nothing to be worried because we are protected by this high. And if we should really go into drawdown here and take out our stop, we had a really cheap stop of 13 pips for a potential profit of 50 pips. These happen all day long. You only have to look for them. If you only wait for this setup, you will already be a very profitable trader. Here again, 1, 2, 3 tests of the lows, break, retest. Our stock didn't completely go into overbought mode, but that is okay once we get this signal candle here and also these dojis here. Dojis on the Heiken Ashi chart simply mean reversal candle, and this is exactly what we are looking for during a retest. So a doji is a small body with wicks to both sides, a neutral bar so to speak, and then we go short. Let's take a look at another one here, perfect example as well. We retested this, came back up, and this is where we would enter, 13 for 13. And here we have another one, break and retest. And here we have another one. This is a bigger level actually, so this is what I would call a macro level. And at the same time, this last low, when we retest this is a local low. So we retest it, break it, and we would go short here. These happen all the time, as you can see. Break, retest. And sometimes if they happen against the trend, then the good thing is that you are automatically trading a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you are trading a reversal pattern, which a lot of traders look for. So you're also trading that momentum. Another one here, we have this defined swing, came back into it, retested it, broke down. Another one, broke above it, retested it, broke above the pivot, perfect entry here. We go long, got stopped out at break even, very likely. And another one, go short here, would have resulted in a loss most likely, 3 pips above it. Depending on the spread, is quite low on the euro dollar. And another one here, go long here, break even. Another perfect example. So what you have to look for mostly is that we want defined swings. We don't want something like this, bounce back into the zone and then back up, like with a really steep angle. We want the best pullbacks are always the rounded pullbacks, so where we have a defined swing. This gives the stochastic time to go into oversold or overbought mode, and then when we come back out, we get this doji here. This is when we enter. Another one here. Yeah. And if you just take these with the trend, this is the perfect entry. Here, even those minor consolidations, 1 or 2 bars are enough. If we get a reaction of them, that is important. Always wait for the reaction. And then the break below the pivot, 10 for 15. And another one. Here, a lot of highs. And then again, we broke above it, retested it. So this is where a lot of traders get in with pending orders. Then they get taken out at break even. And then when we get the reaction, sometimes even with divergence, even better, then we go long. And sometimes we also get something called the top of the bucket. So if we have a rounded swing like this whole area here is a resistance. We come back up into it. This is also often a great opportunity to go short if it's with the overall trend. That's mostly it about break and retests. You can break and retest round numbers, break and retest local highs, levels, or pivot points. All of these count as break and retest points. And of course, if you get confluence, even better. Yeah? If you get a confluence with all the levels and sweet spots and pivots at the same time, even better. So we had this high here, didn't quite connect with this pullback, but we had the pivot point here, a really nice setup with the 1, 2, 3 on our stochastic at the break of point 2. This would be where we go long. These happen all day long. Take note of them. These can be incredibly profitable going with the trend or as a reversal pattern going against the macro trend for short-term scalps.